Hello, my name is Susie Beghin. I am the owner of Alpha's Discovery Kids Preschool and Daycare. First of all, welcome to this video series called Early Childhood Education, Building a Better Future, available on Mom to Mom Biz Online Academy. I'm very honored to be speaking on this topic, which is very near and dear to my heart. I want to thank Bella from Mom to Mom Biz for organizing this series and allowing me to spread my message with you. So here we go. In today's episode, I want to start at the very, very beginning and talk about what to look for when searching for daycare. As you can see, I'm currently at my daycare in one of our empty classrooms, and we were shut down due to COVID-19, as many businesses were. And I hope you're all keeping safe at home, and I hope you're all doing well. It would be nice when we can all get back to normal, which I hope will be soon, so that I can see the children again in this classroom. Kind of feels odd being in here all by myself when I'm usually used to listening to all the children. I miss them so much. So let's get started. Thank you. Hello, everyone. Hello. Thanks for joining in. So let's get started with the topic on finding and searching for daycare. So finding the best daycare for you and your child, I know, can be a very difficult task. Your child is your most precious resource, and no one knows that better than me. I'm the mom of 2 children. My children are now 12 and 17 years old, and I know that when it was time for me to search for childcare for them, I had a hard time with it. I was torn between leaving my children in someone else's hands and also wanting and needing to go back to work. This is actually one of the reasons why I opened this childcare facility. Is because I wanted to create a place for parents where I can give them what they need and give them comfort in knowing that their child is being cared for in the best way possible and receiving a good education at the same time. So the first question I usually get from most new parents is, when? When do I start searching? Should I get on a waiting list? When do I start the search, even when I'm pregnant? And the answer is yes, absolutely. You want to start as early as possible. When looking for childcare for your child, you have to start the search generally about 12 months before you need it, in order to get the daycare of your choice, as opposed to just getting the one with the most availability. Many childcare centers, including my own, are booked months up to a year in advance, and especially when you're looking for infants or young children, you're going to need at least 12 months lead time for that. So knowing that, knowing you know when to start, the next question is where. So what location should you be looking for? Should you look for something close to home? Should you look for something close to work, or maybe something in between? And the answer is going to depend a lot on your family. What's your work schedule? Who's going to do the pickups and drop-offs? And what are the pros and cons of each of these scenarios? So let me go through a couple of different options for you. So first of all, if you're looking at something close to home, you'll have convenience in the fact that either parent or other family members could drop off or pick up your child. The downside of this option is that if you get that dreaded call in the middle of the day, which I'm sure you will get when your child is either sick or hurt, that drive to go pick them up is going to seem like the longest drive of your life. So that's something to consider if you're choosing something close to home. The other option is you can choose something close to your work. That tends to work really well if you do work long days. So if you can't really get there in time to pick up and drop off, being close to work is a good option because you know you can be there during their open hours. The downside of being close to work, though, is that your child's going to spend a lot of time commuting, so a lot of time in the car. And if you've spent time in the car with a toddler, you'll know that it's not that easy when you're stuck in traffic and your child might be hungry, might be tired after a long day at childcare. So again, there's pros and cons of each of these situations. Another option would be something en route, so something in between your work and your home. And Most families think this is the best option, mainly because it gives you convenience in that anyone can pick up or drop off the child if it's conveniently located. As well, it's not too far away from work. So something in between generally works really well too. But again, any of these options is going to depend on your family situation and what you need. So now that you've determined when to start and the location, how do you find the best childcare for you? And the answer is to visit the childcare center, several childcare centers during the day when they're operating, and observe 3 things. So you're going to want to look for these 3 things. The first thing is the people. The second thing is the facility. And the third thing is the program. You want to see that in action. It's important to follow your intuition when choosing childcare for your family. After visiting the childcare center, you will know. It will just feel right. It should feel like home. In today's world, the reality is that our children spend more time in childcare than they do with us. Parents have busy schedules, especially if both parents are working. In addition, you have travel time added onto that. So you're looking at about maybe 8 to 11 hours of childcare. So you want to make sure that the place that you choose has a good philosophy, a good facility, and good people. You want it to be their home away from home. So let's start with talking about the people. I think one of the most important things that you're going to have to consider is the people that run the center, that being the teachers and the administrators. A great teacher can make all the difference in the world. And one of the benefits of choosing childcare over home care is that you're probably going to get a more qualified and trained teacher. What qualities do you want to look for? First of all, they need to be trained as an early childhood educator and be a member of the College of ECEs, which is a professional organization for all ECE teachers. And it helps to make sure that we are keeping up to the standards of our profession. As well, the teachers need to be first aid trained and they need to be knowledgeable on child development. They should be warm, caring individuals with a good personality and a good sense of humor. And they need to be attentive to children and their needs. They should provide loving care, a stimulating environment, and consistent guidance to supplement and enhance the learning. It's easy when you're visiting the classroom to tell if a teacher is engaged with the children. All you have to do is look around. Look at the teacher and child interactions in particular. Do the children appear engaged and happy? Are they busy playing with the materials that they're provided? And if they are sad, are they being comforted? Is a positive tone being used by the teachers in the classroom? And are they inviting and warm? Do they even say hello to you when you walk in? That's a really good thing to look for, is do they acknowledge your presence? And you can ask the supervisor a lot of questions as well as you're going through the tour of the centers. One of the things you might want to ask is, what is the staff turnover? That's going to tell you if this is a positive place. Generally, a low turnover indicates that this is a good place to be. And are the parents encouraged to go into the classrooms and look around? I can tell you, as the owner of Alpha's Discovery Kids here, I recommend that parents take time to observe these interactions and visit the classrooms before making any decisions. If there's a center out there that doesn't allow you to go into the classroom, then I would avoid that center altogether. I think it's really important for you to go in and look and see what's happening. So, facility would be the next thing you look at. So you're looking at people and then the actual place where the people are going to be. So the facility should be bright, spacious, inviting. It should look clean and well taken care of. Rely on your own instincts here. How does the facility look and how does it smell? I know that might sound strange, but you should have a good smell around and a good look. In other words, the health and safety of your child is paramount. And the facility should be clean and sanitary. You can look at the floors, you can look at the walls, you can look in the hallways. the bathrooms, the kitchen. You can look at all parts of the facility and see if anything has become run down. Also, safety rules, you need to see if that's in place. So things you can look for are, is there child-proof latching around? Is there evidence of covered outlets, safety gates, latches on cupboards, things like that? And what security measures are in place to make sure that only parents and staff have access to the facility? You should see some kind of safety system in place. Look at the toys on the shelves as well. Are they clean? Are they broken? Are there lots of toys on shelves? You need to make sure that what is there is also age appropriate, and they should be inviting to the children. You can also look at, are children washing hands regularly? You can ask that question as well. So depending on the age of the child, then you're going to also be looking for certain things. So for every age group, take a look to see what materials are in the room and make sure that everything is at the right height for the children in the room. So if you're in an infant room or a toddler room or a preschool room, make sure that the toys and equipment are at the children's height so that they can be independent and learn independently. Ensure there's a wide range of materials, including books, puzzles, science materials, art materials, natural materials, and again, lots of books everywhere in the classroom. You want how does the classroom look? Is it organized or is it cluttered? You can tell a lot about how the teacher operates in the classroom by looking at how the classroom is set up and how it's kept as well. So another thing you want to look at as far as the facility goes is the outdoor space. Outdoor time is very important, and physical activity is so important for children. So take a look at their outdoor area, look at the equipment they have out there, and what you should see is the children should be engaged. Hopefully you can visit at a time when the children are outside, and you should see them engaged in physical activity that builds strength and builds their confidence. So you should see the children running, you should see them jumping, climbing, crawling, kicking and throwing balls, and riding bikes. These are the type of activities you want to see. And when it comes to safety, all licensed childcare centers must follow minimum safety requirements put out by Ministry of Education and Region of Peel. Region of Peel or Region of Halton, depending what region you're in. When you're visiting the childcare center, be sure to look for two signs. So you're going to see two signs posted in a highly visible area. One sign will be the license, the Ministry of Education license. It should be posted there and it should be current. The second sign you're going to see is a Regional Health Department pass certificate. So it should be, some regions have a green for pass, and you should see that certificate displayed in a common area as well. So those are the two things you want to see posted. If you don't see them, then while you're on your tour, you're going to want to ask the supervisor for access to those documents. But they are legally required to post those as well in a common area. In addition, if you want more information about their previous inspections, that is all public knowledge to you. So you can find out how they did on their inspections online. You can go to the Ministry of Education website, search up the Childcare Center, and see how they did on their last inspection. Same is true for the Health Department. You can find out the details of their health score as well. Okay, so that as far as the facility goes. The third thing I want to talk about is the program. So the program or the curriculum that the Childcare Center follows is definitely an important part of your decision-making process. You should choose a childcare with a philosophy that is similar to your own parenting style and something that you can feel good about. So ask them about their philosophy and how they implement it in their center. The best daycare will have a schedule of activities that they show you that includes active time, group time, free time, quiet time, structured activities, and meal times. These are all important elements of your child's day, and it'll present many different learning opportunities for each of those parts of the day. So there's a lot of debate out there about which curriculum is the best one in terms of learning for your child. And there's lots of curriculums out there. So the most popular ones these days are Emergent, Montessori, Reggio Emilia, High Scope, and theme-based. So these are all the typical ones that are out there today. So which one is the best? And I'm going to tell you that there isn't one. All of these curriculums are great for learning, and they're all based on play. So believe it or not, these are all play-based curriculums. That means that play is the cornerstone of how children learn during that philosophy. So some people might be surprised by this. They might have preconceived notions of some of these curriculums, that some of them are more academic in nature as opposed to others. But I can tell you that all child development literature confirms that play-based learning is the best way for young children to learn. And all of these curriculums, at their very core, include play as a root of their philosophy. So when you're comparing them, just be aware that they are all play-based curriculums. Okay, so you might be wondering then, how do academics get introduced into these play-based curriculums? And how it works is what we have are called planned play activities, which achieve a particular skill or objectives. So you need to know that it isn't just playing all day, it's play with a purpose. And when play has purpose, that's when children are learning. One more thing you're going to want to look for in a program is what is their connection to outside agencies. So does the Childcare Center work with outside agencies to support children who may need additional help? Are they part of local quality initiatives like Raising the Bar, like Quality First? These are all programs offered at a regional level which help to ensure that a daycare center is operating with a quality program. So you want to make sure that the program belongs to one of these initiatives, and that will ensure that you are in a quality program. I can tell you here at Alpha's Discovery Kids, we are part of both of those quality initiatives. As well, our curriculum here is called 4 Pillars of Learning, and in a future video I'll talk a little bit more about our curriculum and how we use that to teach children. So in conclusion, basically the bottom line is this: you should feel comfortable with those 3 things I've discussed. You should feel comfortable with the people running the center, the facility itself, as well as the program that's being offered there. You should have a good feeling about all of those 3 things. It's not an easy decision, as I said. I know that it is difficult to leave your child in the care of a center. But no, I think the most important thing is follow your intuition. That will lead you to make the best choice for you and your child.